This was just a very bizarre event and, frankly, very poor taste in Manhattan. Donald Trump spoke at this white tie event called the Al Smith Dinner. He bombed. It was a horrible speech. Vice President Kamala Harris was not there in person. She had a video that she played, but she was spending her time campaigning in swing states, meeting with union workers, and rolling up her sleeves with her surrogates. But just take a look right here. Donald Trump's just terrible speech. And, he says, oh, weird. They all call me weird. This is so strange. Here, play this clip.
In any event, it's a weird. You know the word weird. They call me weird. They call JD weird. We're very solid people.
Then Donald Trump, who is struggling to read his handwritten jokes, complains about not being able to use a teleprompter. Let's play it.
Thank you very much. It's an honor. And they told me under no circumstances are you allowed to use a teleprompter. And I got up here and I said, there's this beautiful teleprompter. So here I am.
Trump then complains to the audience that they're not laughing at his jokes and that his jokes are supposed to be funny, but they don't understand his jokes. Here, play this clip.
Looked at me and said, don't. Does anybody understand that? Yes. I thought it was actually very good until just now. It was announced this morning that at a funeral yesterday, in a rare moment of clarity, Joe told Barack Hussein Obama that, quote, only a few people got that. Or as Rush Limbaugh used to say, Barack Hussein Obama. Remember, bro? He was a piece of work. We miss him. But as he told Barack Hussein Obama, quote, she's not as strong as me. She's not as strong. Do you understand that? And Obama agreed, saying, that's true. Other than that, I think the Democrats are getting along quite well. Right? Nobody got that one. The fact.
By the way, take a look at Melania. I think this is part of their post-nuptial agreement that she has to attend one or two date nights a year. You can see her there miserable. You see her right there getting out of the car. By the way, Drudge Report, which is usually kind of right-leaning but conservative in a traditional sense, they just published the following. A 72% chance of Vice President Kamala Harris winning the election. Anyway, back to this event where Donald Trump just starts saying Barack Hussein Obama. Let's play it.
Joe told Barack Hussein Obama that, quote, only a few people got that. Or as Rush Limbaugh used to say, Barack Hussein Obama. Remember, bro? He was a piece of work. We miss him. But
as our colleague Fred Wellman at the MeidasTouch Network said, honestly, I blame the organizers for being so blind to reality that they thought this wouldn't blow up in their faces like this. Wake up to the time we live in, damn it. Your bygone era of yucking it up over tax policies are gone. This guy has a rapist, and they are all like trying to laugh at his jokes. This guy's found liable for sexual assault. Then Donald Trump over here is roasting Chuck Schumer, who's sitting next to him. Play this clip.
If Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. He's having second thoughts. You know that, right? He wants to come back. If she does any worse in the polls, they're going to bring him back again, I think. Chuck, he's going to do it. He's the one that got him out. That's the guy. Much more so than Crazy Nancy, I will tell you, because I know him. He did it. Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way.
Then Donald Trump says that Mayor Adams, who was indicted for taking bribes from Turkey in a very detailed indictment, is being treated unfairly. Play the clip.
It's about time. It's about time. Mayor Adams, good luck with everything. They went after you. They went after you, Mayor. Yeah, boy, I do that. 9.5 months ago, I said, he just said something about the administration. He's going to be indicted any moment. And guess what happened? But you're going to win. I think you're going to win. I know you're going to win. So good luck. Good luck.
Then Donald Trump goes after former Mayor de Blasio and then starts to curse. Play this clip.
Bill de Blasio was actually able to make it tonight, to be honest. He was a terrible mayor. I don't give a shit if this is comedy or not. He was a terrible mayor. He did a horrible job.
And here, as you see, Donald Trump is basically just doing his rally speech. You can see it over here.
The two candidates for president are supposed to exchange good-natured barbs. And, you know, we get along very well. I didn't like Biden very much, and now I like him quite a bit. You know, and now I say that she's much worse than him. He was a much better candidate than her, actually. And when we hopefully win, dispose of her, I like her a lot. But right now, I can't stand her. It's true. I can't stand her. I've never liked people that I was competing against. When you do, a lot of bad things happen, and we are doing well. By the way, the votes are starting to come in. You got to get out and vote. And Catholics, you got to vote for me. Just remember. You better remember I'm here, and she's not. I could have done that too.
And again, I believe this event was in horrible taste, very poor taste, as these billionaires around him and the elites were trying to normalize an individual who's a felon, someone who stole nuclear secrets, and who's been found liable for sexual assault. I'm glad that Vice President Kamala Harris did not show up at this event. Take a look at Jim Gaffigan, who's the host for the night. Here's what he said about Donald Trump. And again, to me, there's no humor in this. This whole event is despicable. Play this clip.
It is impossible to not have a strong opinion about President Trump. You either think he is endearingly outspoken and brash, or you think he's a sociopath, and you'd like to be his running mate.
And here, Jim Gaffigan talks about Donald Trump talking about eating cats and dogs. Play it.
You know, during the first and only debate, President Trump talked about migrants taking cats and eating them. You know, if you're keeping track at home, this is the second time grabbing a kitty has been part of a campaign issue. You know,
we talked about leaving that out.
I was going to leave that out.
And again, Donald Trump is spreading lies about migrants who are here lawfully, placing their lives in danger, and he's talking about rounding them up with the military and killing them. I'm sorry, I don't find the humor in that. I don't find any of this funny. It actually makes me quite livid. Here, Jim Gaffigan again says he finds this funny. He's like, let me just cut to the point and point out who is not here. Because Vice President Kamala Harris didn't show. And he goes, of course I'm talking about the middle class. Here, play this clip.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't address the elephant in the room. You know, you're all thinking about it. Let me just cut to the point and point out who's not here. And of course, I'm talking about the middle class. That filthy group of people. Right?
And New York Attorney General Letitia James was there, and Jim Gaffigan talked about that. Play the clip.
This room is undeniably impressive. It really is. The prestige, the wealth, the allegations. I mean, wow. And don't feel bad if you don't have any allegations yet, okay? Which reminds me, Letitia James is here. She had a great year. She's just back there watching all of you. She's watching.
On the other hand, let me show you what Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign was doing, not this white tie garbage. Her campaign had Governor Walz out in Durham, North Carolina, talking about this. Play the clip.
I'm going to be generous. We are all products of our past. When you grow up a middle-class kid in Oakland or in Butte, Nebraska, you care about Social Security. You care about these things. When you're sitting down in Mar-a-Lago and you tell your rich friends, you're rich as hell, I'm going to give you a tax cut, it doesn't matter to them. And you know what? When my mom looks for that Social Security deposit to be made in her bank account, that's how she's going to feed herself. That's how she's going to get things done. He doesn't give a damn if his Social Security check comes or not. So let's be very clear. If any of our relatives or anyone gives us this, if they tell us, well, Donald Trump's understand us, that's bullshit. He does not understand. He does not understand. Look, you know it. All right, for the little ones here, I'm a teacher. I'm sorry about that. I get carried away, so.
And Vice President Kamala Harris was crisscrossing Wisconsin, talking about how disgusting is it that Donald Trump's calling himself the father of IVF. Despicable. Play this clip.
Couples just trying to grow their family are being cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. They did not want this. And now, I mean, it just gets more unbelievable sometimes. And now the man calls himself the father of IVF? I mean, what does that even mean? And all of that, well, he is the one who, by the way, is responsible for it being at risk in the first place. And what is sadly interesting, I think, is that when you listen to Donald Trump talk, it becomes increasingly clear, I think, he has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to the health care of women in America.
Real Wisconsin union workers were out supporting Vice President Kamala Harris. Play the clip.
Vice President Harris has always put workers first and held corporations accountable. She walked the picket line with striking auto workers in 2019. Cracked down on wage and theft as Attorney General, and Vice President has overseen the creation of thousands of good-paying union jobs in Wisconsin. She knows that unions are backbone of the middle class, and when middle class is strong, America is strong. On the other hand, Mr. Donald Trump doesn't know a thing. Exactly. He doesn't know a thing about working people. He gave massive tax breaks to companies to create incentives for companies to ship their jobs overseas. Ooh. He tried to gut workers' rights. Paper turned here. He tried to gut workers' rights, advocate for national right to work, and he has even said that companies should fire workers. Along with his good friend Elon Musk. Ooh. Trump's Project 2025 agenda would go even further to attack the ability of unions to even have ability to organize. The bottom line, Trump's a scab. He's a scab. He doesn't like union people. When unions are strong, the middle class is strong.
And here Vice President Kamala Harris talks about how Donald Trump continues to say that January 6th was a day of love. No, it was not. How dare you? Play the clip.
And reality check, we are the underdog, okay? And that's why I'm here with you, and you are taking the time to do the hard work that is necessary. It's why I'm campaigning for every vote, because I want and intend to be a president for all Americans. And no matter their political party, where they live, or where they get their news, okay? And on that point, last night you may have seen I went on Fox News. And while I was doing that, Donald Trump was at a Univision town hall where a voter asked him about January 6th. Okay, so now we here know January 6th was a tragic day. It was a day of terrible violence. There were attacks on law enforcement. 140 law enforcement officers were injured. Some were killed. And what did Donald Trump say last night about January 6th? He called it a, quote, a day of love. But it points out something that everyone here knows. The American people are exhausted with his gaslighting. Exhausted with his gaslighting. Enough! We are ready to turn the page. Turn the page. We're done.
Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, just said the following. Kamala Harris absolutely made the right call not to attend the Al Smith dinner with Trump. You don't normalize a deranged madman who wants to annihilate the Constitution by joking around with him at a roast. Obviously, the elites in D.C., New York City don't get us, but that's how we feel. That is absolutely how we feel on the MeidasTouch network. The whole thing was so scummy and outrageous. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.